Hey guys, this is Azrael. I'm not coming to you from Empire Total War or Napoleon Total War, but for this battle I'm actually coming to you from Total War Shogun 2. This is one of my first battles that I fought online, competitively. My ally, who happens to be AVA Freedom, which you guys know as Solace, great friend of mine, he is going to be carrying the weight in this battle. I'm going to be mainly there for support, but we're going to see what we can do as far as the enemy is concerned, and hopefully I can even teach you a few things here and there. As far as army composition goes, I'm fighting a skilled player who happens to be using the default Shogun 2 army, and when I say Shogun 2 army, I literally mean he's using the guys with the katanas and naginatas and the bows and stuff like that. I'm coming with rifles and all that good stuff. So we're going to see if anything bad happens. Hopefully not. From the start of the battle, you can see that the enemy here has 7 units of sharpshooters, if I'm counting correctly. The 4 over here, and then he also has 3 over there. Oh no, was that 4? No, he's got 4 more. He's got 8 units of sharpshooters. They have 150 range. The thing I don't really necessarily like about Shogun 2 is that you have to unlock units in the multiplayer. You don't just initially start with all of them. But what you can see here is that I noticed that my enemy was going to be setting up his sharpshooters on the side. So what I'm going to do is run them into the woods to cover from their fire, and then I'm going to charge directly into his riflemen. I mean, tactically that was an alright thing. I'm still going to lose a few, don't get me wrong. But let's see if we can at least get a little bit of a charge in. Yari Ki are great for charges. They are great for tearing up light infantry, especially the sharpshooters here. But as you can see, the bows are being loosed. That was just to start off a little tactic there to push the enemy back, hopefully. He did lose a few guys. That's going to give me time to rally up my troops. I have a ton of infantry. Mostly the Vermilion Bird Force, which is, you know, in terms of infantry, is pretty decent behind elite infantry. So I've got the Vermilion Bird Force coming up behind. I think I have 10 units of them. 10 units of Vermilion Bird Force, and I also have a couple units of elite infantry, which happens to be the Infanterie de Marine. I don't speak French, so for you guys that are still criticizing my French, I don't care for your criticism. And I also have United States Marines hiding somewhere around here. I can pronounce that correctly because, you know, I do happen to be from the United States. And if I can find them, there they are. Got to give them a zoom in. Good old U.S. Marines. In red uniforms, I might add. I do like that you get to customize your own army. That's the cool part. Now, I've got some bow cavalry coming up on my doorstep. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm charging my Yari Ki into the bow cavalry, which happen to be coming at me. I don't like that necessarily, so I'm going to start some, unloading. Now, the cool thing I love about Shogun 2 is the blood pack. The blood pack is glorious. I love it so much. It makes it so much more interesting to watch. We're going back for round 2 with some bow cavalry, and then we're going to go round 2 with his sharpshooters. We're going to charge right across the plain. Oh, no, we're going to pull back. I mean, for the most part, you can see that, sharpshooters died, my Yari Ki died. It wasn't a good idea. Was not a good idea. But we're pushing a hole in the middle. We are pushing a hole in the middle. That's the important part. Even Solace is helping me out here. I'm going to call him Solace even though he changed his name because he's a cool guy. I've got some support for him. I'm going to cover my left. He's going to help cover my left. And with that, then we're going to punch the hole in the middle like we were talking about. As you can see, we're kind of spread out, but my infantry is going to hopefully make up for it. My tactic is to, my idea is to make sure that none of these guys are going to get anywhere. So I am going to kill the White Bear infantry, hopefully kill the Yarikachi, kill the infantry. He named them Infanterie der Duschen. Alright, so it sounds German, but I'm not going to venture a guess on that because I don't speak any European languages besides Spanish. But this guy thought it would be a great idea to charge his Naginata cavalry right into the back of my Yarikachi. necessarily not a good idea. He might be turning those around. But he got my infantry de marine. He got me. Good job, revolver cavalry. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong guy. What am I doing? No, that is Solace. This guy just charges Yari Samurai into my infantry de marine. So I'm gonna pull them back. My guys are gonna unload on these bow samurai here. Dakyu samurai. They are just not dying fast enough. You guys can shoot now. Keep shooting, guys. Alrighty. There we go. Sound effects are good. Smoke's good. We're just taking some losses over here. Infantry de marine versus, well, me. It's not good. We're going to see if these guys have any firing talent. What I should have done is pushed up in the middle here. I don't think that's going to work out too well. But right now it's a firefight, and we're doing alright. His infantry de marine is getting eaten alive by my Vermilion Bird force until he pushes up his reserves, which then in turn my ally Solace is going to push up his reserves. One thing that I can say is I'm taking a horrendous amount of losses, but hey, you know what can you do? You can't win them all. But you can prevent your infantry de marine from getting slaughtered by Yari Samurai. That's one thing you can do. And no Dachi Samurai. You can prevent those. Oh my lord. That's brutal. I can't even watch that. But as you can see, all of the samurai are dead in front here. We're going to have to figure something out because his Yarikachi are scary. Hey, they routed. They routed quickly. Now, my Vermilion Bird force is getting torn up. Pretty good. I need to take care of the Tosa Riflemen before all my guys are gone. So, one of my units routed. They took an ungodly number of casualties here. You see some guys dying on the ground slowly. That's what I do like about Shogun, is they have those dying animations. But my Yarikachi are going to make it happen. The last charge of the samurai. Well, I don't really think they count as samurai, but they're pretty close. There they go. Alright, so I have another unit that's wavering. They're going to be routing soon. My infantry de marine survived somehow. I don't know why. My other unit of Vermilion Bird force survived. I don't know how. But we're going to continue pushing forward. We have a job to do. My Yarikachi are going to be tearing his White Bear infantry apart here. His left is starting to collapse, only at the cost of about 4 trillion of my guys, but nonetheless, it's starting to collapse. I mean, I did kill a lot of these guys, but oh my lord, they did a number on me. And I mean, I'm new to Shogun too, as far as this is concerned, so you can't employ Napoleon tactics to Shogun 2. That's just not how it works. So I figure that by getting his White Bear infantry into melee, I can do something glorious by shooting into his guys, make them rout, make these guys rout, and in the long run, that'll be more beneficial for me than simply trying to, you know, go one-on-one with 3 units of line infantry against my 1. But we're going to focus on these infantry de marine. You can never rely on the French anyway. Here come the reserves, boys. Well, not much of reserves, but here they come anyway. Now, bows are ridiculously effective. I mean, it's bad. So now we're going to tear them up with rifle fire. I've got a strong left flank, but my middle is kind of collapsing against his infantry de marine. There's not much you can do against that. I did kill a lot of his guys with the Arikachi, though. It's just a graveyard over here for the Vermilion Bird Force. I mean, I'm not going to complain because, like I said, I'm not, you know, too stupendous at this game yet, as I don't have any of the unlocked units, but at the same time, I feel a little disappointed that I wasn't able to help my ally too much. The idea is to flank. If you have multiple units concentrated on one area firing, chances are that you're going to be able to rout the enemy quickly. So for instance, if I concentrated 2 units of fire of these Vermilion Bird Force on the Portuguese Tercos, then what I could do is I could just make them rout faster, because once that first unit routs, then it becomes an uphill battle for the enemy. He has to adjust his line to compensate for that one unit he just lost. So while I did horrible in the middle, if I can, you know, even the odds on one side, then he has to adjust his line to make up for that. If you just look at the battlefield from over here, this is wonderful. Now my ally Solace is just tearing this guy apart now. His White Bear infantry doesn't stand a chance. So now it's a cleanup job. I can adjust my line over here to do something. He did rout my other Vermilion Bird Force over here, and now he's going to charge my Infantry de Marine from behind. But whatever. What can you do besides shoot at them? So I'm going to readjust my line to shoot at them. And have my guys lit on fire. Hopefully my Infantry de Marine doesn't rout.
Victory is assured, sir.
Oh, that Avatar's bodyguard has a ridiculous amount of morale. As soon as someone said the word fight, I'd be running. I'll tell you what. As you can see now, my Vermilion Bird Force is getting torn apart by Naginata Samurai. You know, guys with melee weapons usually do a wonderful job of slaughtering your guys. Well, like I said, the enemy routed. What it is now is cleaning up the rest of his soldiers with some cavalry, and then we're going to move over to my enemy. I'm going to move my troops that I have remaining over here into the woods to flank the enemy as he has this melee rush going on. Rout the rest of his samurai, and then I'm going to move my guys up even further. Oh my lord, I took an amazing amount of casualties. One thing that you can employ in Shogun 2, as long as you understand the unit's range, their morale, and those effects there, then you're going to be able to actually rout the enemy quickly if you use a flanking pattern. That could involve distracting an enemy with one unit. Sometimes you do have to sacrifice units to create an opening, and because of that, what you'll see is that when you sacrifice those units, you can actually push your men forward to where they need to go. Overall, I mean, this wasn't a horrible battle, still counts as a win. But you just have to remember that you rank up units, you unlock units as you go along in Shogun 2. It's a great game. I recommend it to anyone that plays it, especially with the clan Guardians of Avalon. They're an experienced Total War Shogun 2 clan, especially Fall of the Samurai. So I hope you liked the video, hope you learned something, or maybe you just wanted to watch for the theatrical effects of it. Tune into my next video, guys. Thank you.